Hi, I'm just a normal girl doing my normal girl things. And here, I'm walking across the street. What the Hi, my name is Brianne Davis, and I have an addiction. I am obsessed with isekai, which it seems like is a common theme amongst the I don't know the anime scene, the manga scene. I don't know which will be more referred to, but yeah, I kind of wanted to speak on it because it seems like it's becoming more and more of a popular genre. And of course, me myself, I have a specific reason which I will get into, but also I just think that I don't know, the market is widening. So I just love the genre and I want to talk about it. So let's go. So I definitely grew up reading manga and anime. Before I got even into that, I was into graphic novels, which some people I've seen were just as obsessed. I love things like Baby Mouse, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dear Dumb Diary. I know those aren't like graphic novels, but they're in the same ballpark. There was also a graphic novel called Smile, and I think there was another book by the same author that had something to do with like theater kids. I forget the title, but I was obsessed with that kind of thing. So it was not that far off that I fell into the world of manga and anime. One of the first manga that I read that really made an impression on me was Kinship Princess was the first one, but yeah, I fell into Inuyasha, which is and I would classify it as isekai, but usually for isekai the main character has to die. But I think it's more like being transported to another world and using your modern knowledge or intellect in a area that hasn't been introduced to that kind of thinking. So you have an advantage, and I think that's kind of what is the most addicting thing about the genre is that you don't have to start your life from square one. You have prior knowledge, and the prior knowledge that you have gives you an advantage. But yeah, according to my notes, Inuyasha, I didn't specify in my notes for Inuyasha if this was for the dates for the manga or the anime, but it says November 13, 1996 and ended on June 18th, 2008. I'm thinking that's the anime. Um so yeah, the genre has been going strong. There is a anime. It's a manga and an anime. It's called The 12 Kingdoms. I didn't grow up on it. I've seen this recently, which your girl almost did not like F with it. Like I started it, I was like, this is a little weird. It's a little weird, but if you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. It gets better towards the middle and the end. It was just a little bit weird for me at first, but it was a little culture shock. But if you haven't seen it, go watch it because you might be surprised. But yeah, the manga ran from 1992, and the last volume of the series was released in 2001. So that must be the manga. And the anime premiered on April 9th, 2002, um, to August 30th, 2003. So right after, you know, it dropped its last volume, it got picked up for an anime, which is amazing. All authors would love that. But yeah, but yeah, back to my own personal story. I grew up with my mom, who is an author. She, well, when I was younger, she started. It's kind of hard to explain because I do remember, like, when she had the dream. The dream, it sounds so, but it was a dream that inspired her to write the book, and then I remember the unfolding of it. So she had a dream. She was inspired to write it, and then she got into writing groups, and they encouraged her. She finished the book, and then she continued on to the second book, and then I don't know. I don't know exactly why she wanted to, but she kind of just like threw away the first version and then like redone the first book. So she revamped it, but like kind of just gave more perspective, which me as a kid or me as a person, I loved the first book. Like I thought I was so in love with it, but like when she did the second version, it would just like engaged me so much more, even with the characters, with the perspective, the way she approached it, and that's growth. I love that for her. It's kind of I'm gonna just say I wrote a fan fiction based on the world that she wrote about well, I'm still working on it, but I started it about 2 years ago. But I didn't completely bite off of her. Okay, you guys, it's a fan fiction. So I took a lot of the concepts and elements and I made them my own and I modernized it and I took some liberties that I know she probably wouldn't take in her own book, but I was making a script. So, I do believe that she wants to make her books a movie. So, if you're interested in helping her out, go ahead and read the book, put some buzz on it so we can make a movie. We gonna make it a movie. I already told her that. Like, when I get some money, we gonna, you know, This is my mom's book. It's called Imagination, and this is the second book. Yeah. So yeah, 16-year-old Amanda is no longer on Earth, and she's being hunted. The assassin will kill not because of who she is, but who she might be. If Amanda is to survive, she must sift through the secrets. She must sift through the secrets and lies of a magical world she never knew existed. Ooh. This one's a little long, so I'm gonna let y'all, if y'all want to pause it, go ahead, and I will drop the Amazon link in my description as well, so y'all can check it out. But yeah, um, she told me herself that it was inspired or in the same vein of the stories like Narnia and Avatar, the Blue People. Um, yeah, which aren't necessarily the textbook version of isekai because I believe that it needs to be like died and reincarnated. But for Narnia and Avatar, those characters didn't die, they just were transported to a different world, which I think kind of applies, but those are like Western, Western stories in the same vein, which I think is interesting because, like I said, like from Inuyasha and 12 Kingdoms, like the genre has only been growing. And I love that because I love the genre. But yeah, this video doesn't really have a direction. I'm just talking about the things that I love. And my favorite anime from the genre as of right now is That Time I Got Reincarnated into a Slime, which she is that bitch because she got so many sons, like, or he. Rimuru does not have a gender, and I also love that aspect. I love it. But yeah, it's about a slime. Well, it's about a man that died and then got reincarnated to a slime. It kind of says it in the title, which is a common thing within the anime and manga community that they just gonna throw out the description within the title. And I love that again because it cuts down a lot of time. At least I know that's somewhat's gonna happen because sometimes they be throwing a curveball, and I'm living for it. But yeah, Rimuru starts from the bottom and he climbs up with his society all the way up to a demon lord. If you're not watching it, it's kind of a spoiler, but it's kind of a big thing within the. I'm probably gonna say some spoilers. If you ain't seen it, go watch it. Go pause it and watch it. Come back. Make sure you come back. Okay. But yeah, I think I find it and other people find it so interesting because, I don't know, there's strength in watching someone rise from the bottom and, become a boss because is the he was the head of a village, goblin village, and then he just acquired more and more, you know, species. or companions and friends. And yeah, everyone loves a good OP character. So I am no different. But yeah, I can't align myself with these ideals without coming to the attention or bringing to the attention of maybe anime in general, or maybe just Japan. I mean, I'm not saying America does not have the same problem, but what's it called? How did I word it over here? I'll say verbatim what I put. Malim's outfit is kind of cunty, but I can condone Japan's obsession with bending over backwards to validate the thirsting after young looking bodies. I'll say it again. Malim's outfit is kind of cunty, but I can condone Japan's obsession with bending over backwards to validate thirsting over young looking bodies, which Malim seems to be like, I don't know how old she seems, but like she's young, but be like, oh, she's 300 years old, so it's okay, you guys, which is a common theme within anime. And again, I will not say it is not within the Western, or I live in America, I'm from Houston, so other people refer to us as Western. So I'm not saying it's not within America because we do have an epidemic. But yeah, you can clearly see that time I got reincarnated into a slime's impact because of how other anime just take elements from the show to make their own show successful, which I'm looking at you, what's it called? I'm looking at you farming in another life. Cause baby, you might as well just say this is a part two. Or yeah, you your daddy's son. But yeah, I can recommend some more. I do have like a lot of list. I have a long list. And these are more like shonen, which if you're not within the community, or if you're not within the community or not. But yeah, if you are not into anime and manga, they classify um it's just like genres. So shonen is geared towards boys or young boys. Shoujo is geared towards girls or young girls. I just got introduced to josei, which is geared towards older women. The genre is not that wide right now, and that's why I also wanted to talk about this because I used to be struggling to find this genre, and now it's like there's so many more shows getting green lighted. There's more getting dubbed, which also opens up the market for, more shows, more seasons for the ones that already have a show. So yeah, me talking about this, I'm trying to get Jose up. We need more. You don't know exactly. I can do another video, but it's not within genre. But my favorite will be Love is Hard for Otaku, which I'm gonna need a dub. I need another season. I need blah, 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 what? Like we need y'all need to get on this, okay? Get on it. But yeah, I haven't even talked about or touched yet the concept of more, because like I said, a lot of the ones that are more popular are the shonen, which are more like fighting ones. The ones that are geared towards women are more like the villainous stories, um, which is still isekai, but it's not like, oh, I died and now I'm in this magical place and I have a sword and magic and blah blah blah. I mean, there is those kind of components. There are still those kind of components, but the ones that are shojo or geared towards women or girls, um, they are the villainous stories, which sometimes it's like, oh, I died and I'm now in this book that I used to read, or I'm in this game that I used to play, which is more geared towards high society, living as a noble lady, which I also find interesting. I'm not putting it down. I love both genres. I love both genres. I don't actually usually lean towards shonen because I don't know, this fighting scenes be so long. Like I don't mind fighting, but y'all just be fighting for so long. That's exactly why. And again, I will put some recommendations. But yeah, I'm gonna put. Oh yeah, I didn't even put my TikTok. Yeah, the only reason I want to put this in because TikTok took my sound down, where I was recommending some stories, and they took it off. I think mainly just because Nicki Minaj took her music off of TikTok. But still, I'm gonna put it in because I loved it. I loved it. So yeah.
When you shake it in them jeans, bottoms up, throw your hands up, bottoms up. Can I get that Tron? Can I get that Remy? Can I get that Coke? Can I get that Henny? Can I get that Margarita on the rocks? Can I get salt all around that rum tray? I was like, yo, Trey, do you think you could buy me a bottle of rosé? Okay, let's get it now. I'm with a bad bitch, he's with his friends. I don't say hi, I say keys to the Benz. Keys to the Benz, keys to the Benz. Muff, right, yeah, B to the 10. If a bitch try to get cute, I'm a snuffer. Double lot of money, yeah, done y'all fucker. Then y'all fucker. Then I'ma go and get my Louis Vuitton fucker. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm really such a lady. I rep Young Money, you know Slim, Baby, and Weepy.
And again, I will put the ones that I've seen. I'll put a little rate like 1 through 10. So yeah. Angel Beats. I don't know if this exactly applies because if you watch it, it literally says in the first like 15 seconds that they're dead. So yeah, everyone's dead. And he doesn't exactly use his past knowledge to his advantage because for the first part he has amnesia. Sorry for a spoiler, but yeah. But in a way, he does use his memories for his advantage, and he also is transported to another world, which is the afterlife. But yeah, Angel Beats. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. I believe it's a pretty solid anime in the beginning. Like if you don't really like dirty jokes or like panty jokes or perverted jokes, something like that, if you can't ignore it, I wouldn't recommend because I can't lie that it was hard for me to watch at first, but for the second season it wasn't as bad. Character development and the storyline is pretty good. So if you can get past that, then yeah. Like I said, that time I got reincarnated into a slime. I think it's good if you like a lot of varieties within the character, if you like to stand or whatever. I definitely do. I have my stands. When I first started watching, I was like all for Soe. I loved him. And then as the story progressed, I don't know, Benny Moore just kind of snuck up on me. So like how can you say no to that face? Really. But yeah, also has like when it was waiting for its second and third season to come out, like they just dropped a whole bunch of like filler things. So if you like the original, you want to watch the Slime Diaries, which is basically like the in between of the manga and sort of like a behind the scenes. You can see a little bit more progression. I do recommend that. It also has a movie if you want to watch that as well. The Saint's magic power is omnipotent. I do love this anime. It's like a go-to feel-good type, like laid-back type thing where it does have magic, does have conflict and love. It's not exactly like a villainous type thing because she's, a saint, but yeah, I think it's a good story. Wise Man's Grandchild, also one of my go-tos when I just like want something to turn on. I don't know, it's just one of my bays. We love a good OP, and there's a little bit of romance, and yeah. The Faraway Paladin. The first time I watched it, I thought it was interesting. I haven't really gone back for the second season, but I do like the first season. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? I think it's a cute little powder puff thing. I would say it's like a shoujo. It has magic and, camaraderie, friendship type thing. So if you like that, then yeah. Eighth Son. Are you kidding me? I did watch it. I actually don't remember a lot of the plot, so take that as you will. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not gonna lie, if it had like shows that have way too much of like the harem aspect, like if it's kind of distracting, I kind of just like zone out. So that's the only thing that I could think of that would deter me. But I mean, it made the list, so I'm not exactly sure. Rising of the Shield Hero, I thought it was a good. I thought it was pretty good. It now is back for the third season, so yeah. I will say it is kind of hard to watch at the beginning because he went through so much. I was like, dang, can he catch a break? Can he catch a break? I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. Also, a friendship type of thing. I mean, it is an isekai because she did die and like come into a new life. She doesn't necessarily use her wits and all that to climb up society. She kind of becomes like a recluse, and yeah, it's a pretty good story, funny story. I only sound unmotivated because one of the characters like really kind of pissed me off all the time. So I won't say which one, so I won't taint your point of view on it. So if you like good little friendship, heartwarming type stuff, you can watch that. Remonster. Oh my god, this is a new one. Like I said earlier, when it has too much of the harem aspect, I kind of get turned off because in the beginning it was good. It was nice. He was respectful, and I kind of stopped at like sixth episode. I don't know exactly like what he's doing now, but it became a very clear pattern that he was leaning on the harem aspect of his advantages or whatever. I just don't think it's a good idea to keep feeding into the media, having guys have this, or feeding the fantasy for guys to have an unsatiable, taste for women. Like one woman, two women, three women are never enough. Even like he had like 15 or whatever and he's still not happy. Like, okay. And Imma just intervene on myself because I know some men's is having a heart attack back there in the back. But it's really more like there's already an ideal that a man is supposed to have multiple and all that, toxic masculinity and all that kind of stuff. And I know a lot of it could be cultural because of the concubine culture back in the days. A king has multiple wives, and it could be political and it just leaks on into the modern days. But I don't know, it's just like having the ideal that a guy can just have multiple women and then all the women are always going to be okay with it. Be like, oh, I'll follow you wherever you go because you're nice to me that one time. And because you're nice, I have to dedicate my life to you no matter how many women you want. I'll always be okay with it. It's just that kind of ideal. That's just like I don't agree with. So, and also I know that it will seem like some kind of hypocrisy because I did recommend some that were reverse harems, but again, it's not like it's programmed within society that women have multiple men. Of course, there are some variants. There are always what's it called? There are always exceptions to the rule, but I will also say that I do see the appeal, but also I feel like it should be more of a point of view type of thing for the viewer to decide, oh, I want them to be with this person, I want them to be with that person, I want them, you can ship, but I feel like there's no distinction or decision from the main character. It's just like I take and I don't care if or I won't acknowledge or hopefully you see where I'm coming from. Because as a person who does watch reverse harems, I don't ever ship them with like all of them. I'm not like, oh, they should share you and be okay with it. I usually try to pick which one I like the most personally and feel like would go best with the main character. And I'm actually a little bit pissed off when, they're flirting with other people. So if you want to come after me for that, then no, no, baby. Anywho, how a realist hero rebuilt his kingdom. I thought that was a pretty good one. I guess nothing of note. The strongest stage with the weakest crest. Yeah, pretty solid. The greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. Also solid. I thought it was pretty funny at times. So yeah. In the land of Leadale. These kind of things are really more up my alley just because I guess I'm just a shoujo josei type of girl. I just feel like the pace of it is nice and I don't know. It doesn't get wrapped up in too much romance. So if romance isn't your thing, then I think that was pretty good. She professed herself the pupil of the wise man. I would say somewhat similar to In the Land of Ledo. I don't add me on this. So ask me how. I don't know. It just has a similar feeling. So yeah, if you like those, then check them out. And so I'm a spider. So what, y'all? I'm waiting on the second season. Y'all said that y'all was going. Y'all, what happened? What happened? Where the second season at? Where it at? Anyway, based off that, you can tell that I really like it. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Where's that? Kakaryu Bed and Breakfast for Spirits is also one of my go-tos. This one also leans in romance and it does have like magic and a little bit of fighting and stuff. So it has a good little balance and it's a cute story too, even though like imprisonment is kind of like a common thing. But I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting. So yeah. So yeah, we can get into the villainous portion of it because as I said before, it is a growing market. So yeah, we witty. Dr. Elise, the royal lady with the lamp. Yeah. I read the manga or manhwa. I don't exactly know how to pronounce it or what the difference in pronunciation is, but yeah, I read it and I was so excited when it came out. I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. I can't lie, the first time I watched it, I was not really effing with it because it was sort of like a little bit too like la 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 la. La. But then I watched it again and now I think it's gonna be one of my faves because I don't know. I guess my taste changed. The seventh time loop, villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. I thought it was a good like little spin on the isekai type thing. Of course, in the title is like she's in a time loop. So anytime she's within that same life, but she lives it over and over again, and she also makes different decisions within the life. And you can kind of see how her different decisions affects her and how she learns from every life and all that. I thought it was cute. Why Ray Liotta ended up at the Duke's mansion. I also read the manga for this one and was so excited when it came out. Like, what? Yeah, it was a cute romance. And honestly, the one thing that I could not like fathom is like why Ray Liotta like did not like the Duke so much. And I don't know, I feel like it came off better in the manhwa because I don't know, it seemed like more like they were bitter enemies, but in in the anime, it just doesn't really translate for me. Like I'm like, girl, this fine man right here, and you just mad all the time. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. My next life as a villainess, all routes lead to doom. Yeah, this is also another one that grew on me. I guess I guess the powder puff like type thing had to grow on me is really what I'm getting down to. But yeah, although I said before like harems, blah 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 blah, blah, but reverse harems don't burn me at the stake. But they kind of hit different, mainly because the main character usually isn't aware of it, and usually the guys are sort of gentlemanly about it. Well, I guess in this one, she's just completely oblivious, and whatever they do, like it just doesn't translate to her. But everybody else sees how in love everybody else is with her. But yeah, I just feel like with regular harems, it's I don't know. Maybe I just don't like men or something. But it's just like you got so many beautiful ladies and you can't choose. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm in love with the villainess. I recently just found this one and I thought it was so cute. I also like that they're a lesbian couple. She said like in the first few episodes, she's like, I don't like men. I don't feel that way towards men. If you like a lesbian love story, go ahead and watch this one because it's cute. The most heretical last boss queen from the villainess to savior. So they just started dubbing this one and I'm kind of a little bit lazy sometimes. I do watch subs. I just prefer to watch dubs mainly because I can multitask and a lot of times when I'm watching subbed, like I'll zone out without realizing it and then I have to keep going back. And I know that's like you know, I feel like it's either I'm reading or I'm watching, you know? If I'm reading and watching, I'm reading a manga or a manga. But why it got sound and I'm reading and watching so many, I don't know. Maybe I just sound dumb, but like I would rather be able to multitask because I know what's happening. But yeah, on the last note, harems are a plague to society. Thank you very much. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and chat with you guys. Hopefully, have some fun. Cause my last essay part, I stressed myself out so bad. Cause I was trying to be serious and informative, but now I just want to have fun. I don't want to stress myself out. I'm not trying to do it, especially since the last one it barely got any views. So I put all this work in here and time and energy, my brain power, and it didn't even do nothing. Which I just I appreciate the pursuit of it all, the pursuit of it. So don't feel bad for me, okay? I love to expand this brain of mine, so don't feel bad. Just support, subscribe, like, comment. If you have some recommendations that I haven't seen, or maybe I gave it a bad review because it was just a little, just wasn't my taste. Which is a lot of, it's very common for me to say no to manga. Like it could be like a little, it could be the art style, it could be like one of the characters annoying me, it could be like, I don't know, maybe a dub, would the dub annoy me or something like that. I'm gonna just be like, I'll pass. And trust me, if people, it had plenty of people who tried to recommend it. I had people, I had plenty of people try to recommend stuff to me, and I'd be like, nah, and they'd be like, and I'd be like, yeah. And one time, somebody tried to get me to watch some, and I was like, I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna just leave. That's how serious it get for me. So, admit at your own risk. Don't get your feelings hurt if I say no, if I don't fuck with it. You can still fuck with it, even if I don't fuck with it. Okay, baby? Do your thing. And I'm into mine, okay? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And I will see you guys later.